So you're
Thank you.
Deepak.
Yes.
Any other famous Deepak Mishras also?
Yes, sir. We had our former Chief Justice of India, Sri Deepak Mishra.
What was the controversy around him?
Sir, four judges allegedly voiced their concerns in media against the roster of judges, sir.
Roster of judges.
Yes, sir.
What is master of roster?
Sir, Chief Justice of India is considered the master of the roster, who allocates the cases to the judges, sir.
Do you think the High Court and the Supreme Court judges should accept some constitutional post like governor or maybe becoming a member of parliament?
Yes, sir. I think the Constitution allows it, and we have a former Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, as the Rajya Sabha member as well, and other Chief Justice of India as governor as well, sir.
Who is the governor?
So, Governor of India, I'm not able to recall as of now, but
Which state? Anyways, okay.
sorry, sir.
So you're from Boccaro.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Boccaro city has developed as compared to the other cities of Jharkhand? Matlab, it was one of the very good cities to live in 90s, but has it kept the pace of development?
Yes, sir. I think I personally have seen a number of developments since the time it was given as separate district state in 1991 after bifurcation from Giridih and Dhanbad districts, sir. And we have certain malls that have been invested, new schools have been developed, and also new parks, central parks. So there's a lot of development in social sector, also infrastructure, and schools and education has also been developed over there.
And what about the social development indicators?
Yes, sir. A lot of people have been eradicated from the below poverty line. I personally see a lesser queue in the below poverty line, that is the various initiatives that are given. I see a lesser line these days, sir.
Is Boccaro also affected by Naxalism?
No, sir. Not the proper Boccaro Steel City, but the outskirts of Boccaro, like Chandan Kyari and all, there is some presence of Naxalism as well, sir.
It's there in Chandan Kyari also?
Yes, sir, because there is a belt of coal present over there. So I think there is a bit of presence, Jumra Pahad and all. There is a prevalence of Naxalism there as well, sir.
What is this Pathalgudi movement?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall as of now.
Okay, no issues. How far the Indian state has been successful in reducing the left-wing extremism in Jharkhand?
Sir, largely it has successful in dealing with it. According to data of Amit Shah, Honorable Home Minister, quoted that only 43 districts have been currently affected. Talking about Jharkhand, it has now constricted to the northwest and the southwest districts only of Jharkhand, sir.
So why do you want to join CAPF?
Sir, a number of reasons. First of all, it's a fascinating force where there is discipline, where there is sports and activities, there is a purposeful life and economic security and good avenues of promotion, and that is, I have a natural inclination towards CAPF right from my 12th days, sir.
But many CAPF officers actually complain about lack of promotional opportunities.
So yes, there has been an issue with it, but recently NFFU and various changes have been done to promote promotion in CAPFs as well, sir.
Okay. So why particularly have you chosen ITBP as your first preference?
Sir, because the nature of the job it does, especially the adventure that is, there is mountaineering, there are train skiers. That aligns or coincides with my hobbies and my passion as well, sir.
Which hobbies?
Sir, I have a hobby of like I have done paragliding, adventure sports, hiking, playing local games, and running, long distance running as well, sir.
So which are the states in which ITBP is posted?
Sir, ITBP is posted from Karakoram Pass in Ladakh to Jashefla in Arunachal Pradesh on the Indo-China border of 3488 kilometers, sir.
Are they all? Do they also serve in other parts of the country also, or on the foreign missions?
Yes, sir. They are posted in Embassy of Afghanistan, also UN peacekeeping missions, and also during Naxal activities, they are posted in Naxal operations as well, sir.
Okay, all right. Why did you leave your job in Voltas?
Sir, I thought that my skill set and my passion was always, as I said, has always been to join the armed forces. So I think it is high time that I need to follow my dreams and passions, sir.
Do you know something about PLI scheme for electronic manufacturing?
Yes, sir. It is a profit link initiative of government. It has government is trying to make India a hub of electronics and make in India and digital India. These are schemes that have been launched by government. Recently, the government has announced that India will be made a hub of semiconductor production, and because there is a chip shortage that we see in automobile industry, and also semiconductor, there is deficit, and we are very much import dependent on various other countries. So India has a target of developing a semiconductor hub and fabrication hub in India, sir.
Has Jharkhand really benefited from the bifurcation from Bihar?
I won't say that the dreams of the people who have their contribution, that dream has been achieved, but we are on the way, and I think the economic benefits, there has been some economic benefits, the mineral depositions, the benefits of the mineral resource of India, of Jharkhand, is now we are benefited, but because of instability of government, because of corruption, because of income inequality and other issues, I think we have not been able to reap the true benefits of bifurcation, sir.
Who was Biju Patnaik? You have read from Biju Patnaik University.
Sir, Biju Patnaik Biju Patnaik was an aeronautical engineer, a politician, industrialist as well, sir, and he had an active role in the independence of Indonesia, and also during Myanmar. He played an active role in JP movement as well, sir. He was Minister of Iron and Steel during Morarji Desai government, and in addition to it, he had various industries like Kalinga refineries, Kalinga iron and industries. Also, the Bhubaneswar airport was started by him as well, sir.
Okay. Was he an Air Force pilot?
Yes, sir. As I said, he played an active role in Indonesian Army. He was a pilot, and he joined the Indian Air Force during the World War II.
Hello, Deepak.
Yes, sir.
Your father works in Steel Authority.
Sir, he superannuated 2 months back, sir.
Acha, he is okay. And you have spent all your childhood in Boccaro itself.
Yes, sir.
All right. How is the city?
It's very beautiful, sir.
Is it planned?
Yes, sir. Very much planned.
Can you name a few other planned cities?
Sir, Bhubaneswar is one of the cities that are planned. Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam is one of the cities that are planned. And Chandigarh is one of the planned cities, sir.
Okay. And how about New Delhi?
New Delhi, the old Delhi, because of its existence from medieval times, it has not been planned very well. But what outskirts of Delhi, what I have seen, they are very well planned, sir.
And what are the problems that Boccaro is facing in terms of environment?
Sir, because of the existence of steel plant, there is a problem of effluents, untreated effluents that is present, high SO2 level, high NO2 level, and carbon monoxide also, sir.
Is there some disease that was in news that's very prevalent in that region?
So lung diseases, asthma are one of the diseases that are very much prevalent over
And
there.
what else?
So TB, tuberculosis.
You've done your electrical engineering, right? From C.V. Raman College of Engineering.
Yes, sir.
Who was he?
Sir, C.V. Raman was C.V. Raman was a physicist. He was given Nobel Prize as well in 1930. He was also decorated as the Bharat Ratna in 1954. For his Raman scattering. That is, he belonged from Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu.
What is Raman effect?
So Raman effect is that when a light falls on an opaque object, it tends to scatter, and its wavelength and frequency changes.
Okay, all right. How do wireless chargers work? Can you explain?
So I'm not very sure, but I can take a guess if you allow. So because of the wavelength, there is a certain bandwidth of whatever source of charge we use, the capacitor that is used in an adapter. So that perhaps helps in charging, sir.
And what business is Voltas into?
So Voltas is included in number of businesses in HVAC, in textile even, and mining as well, and in rural electrification as well, sir.
And what was your role there?
So my role was in HVAC estimation and planning, sir.
What does it involve?
What does it involve? Sir, it involves heat load calculations, seeing planning of what kinds of plants and what kinds of compressors that are used to be installed over there. So that was my job, sir.
Okay. Do you think having a work experience will help you in discharging your CAPF responsibilities?
Obviously, sir. The work nature, the collaboration with my colleagues, with my seniors, with my juniors, and the technical knowledge and the non-technical expertise which I have got will definitely help in my service, sir.
Can you enumerate what internal security challenges does India face?
So we have a number of internal security challenges like external non-state actors, state actors. There are insurgency, Naxalism, terrorism, and smuggling, coastal security issues, and riots, communal riots. There is psychological warfare, cyber warfare. I think these are the internal security issues.
What is psychological warfare?
Sir, these days we have seen new non-conventional sources of warfare where the enemy is trying to affect the minds of the civil society. I think when they play with the minds of their opinion, they change their opinion. They try to extremize or.
Can you point towards an example where psychological warfare was imposed on India?
Sir, I think against any policies against the government, there are few issues. I'm not able to quote the example, but I think against the policies of the government, against India, against the nation as well. So I think anything that
Any particular example that you can cite?
So online there is profiling of people, and online from social media.
Is Twitter an internal security threat?
No, sir. I think Twitter is both an opportunity as a challenge and as well as a challenge. Any social media comes with a challenge as well. So I won't call it an internal security threat, but we need to be vigilant on the vendetta that is going on in social media.
So what should India do about all these propagandas that are going on?
So I think propaganda is okay till the time it does not promote extremism, and India should be vigilant. India has already taken steps through data protection bill and all. I think.
Should we start propaganda of our own against the enemy?
That is a way of countering the enemy as well, sir.
Just tell me, what are the things that you would improve about your personality that will help you in CAPF?
So through my experience of SSBs, I have realized that I have a habit of speaking and talking more than I should, and I do not have a smiling face.
No, I think you talk just the right amount.
And in addition to that, I have worked on my communication skills, but I think I need to improve more. So.
All right.
So hello Deepak.
Hello sir.
You worked as a treasurer in your electrical department.
Yes sir.
What was your role as a treasurer?
So organizing events, managing funds that we got from the department, also the raising of funds from the students as well. These were the responsibilities.
What were the sources of funding?
So sources of funding from the students. We had an allocation from the department as well, and also we used to raise money from the society as well for social causes.
Social causes, all right. And how did you decide on the expenditure?
So
what was the basis? Did you also prepare any kind of a budget, annual statement like the government does?
So my source of budgeting was the previous estimates that were done by our seniors. What changes we are doing, what plans we have, what expenditures we will take, and how we can do it better. What are the market price that is available at present, These were, I think, the sources of
So what were the various heads where you used to spend most of the money? Various heads under which the expenditure went. What were the activities on which you had to spend most of the money?
So the cost of the equipments that we bought, like I organized technical events, so that included cost of the equipments.
Okay.
Also recreation, whatever expenditure in recreation we had to bring. Also, if we are bringing delegates, so there is a certain cost that needs to be involved. I think that the estimates that I used to do.
Okay, all right. So what was the approving authority? As a treasurer, were you the final approving authority or was there someone else?
No, sir. We have Bhavani sir who was heading me, and after all the estimates, I used to submit it to sir, and he used to approve.
Who was he? He was a faculty?
Yes, sir, he was a faculty of our branch.
And how is it different from India's budget system? Can you tell me about how India's budget is prepared? Who's the final approving authority? Is the finance minister or is the prime minister?
Sir, finance minister, it is he is not the final authority.
Okay.
The parliament approves any expenditure from the consolidated fund of India under Article 224.
Okay.
And we have three funds: contingency fund of India, consolidated fund of India, and public accounts of India. Any receipt or estimates or extraction of money from consolidated fund of India has to be from the parliament only, whereas the other two funds, their executive body can take decisions.
All right. So you like watching stand-up comedy?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the recent controversies that have happened in this sphere?
Yes, sir. There is a stand-up comedian. His name is Hunar Farooqi. I'm not
Munawwar
sure.
Farooqi.
Yeah, Hunar Farooqi. Most of his shows have been stopped for various issues, and also there has been a controversy against. I'm not able to name the comedian, but he had a show in America, and he had a few statements which were objected by various parties.
Say I am a stand-up comedian. Does the Constitution give me a right to say anything I want in the name of, creating humor?
No, sir. Article 19, clause 2 also restricts what we say, and it must not be against the nation and must not affect our relations with foreign countries, must not promote hatred in our own country. So Article 19 also restricts, whereas also gives freedom of speech. It also restricts freedom of expression, sir.
So who decides that whether something is creating hatred or not? Do you think that whether both these comedians, they were wrong in whatever they made, whatever statements they made? So who is the deciding authority?
So I think any artist must be well aware and also be vigilant and also be constrained, also have constraint on what he or she says. And I think authorities, the public authorities, the police authorities, I think they seeing if they feel that it is against the interest of the nation, they take actions according to it.
But don't you think if the public authority, say you said that police authority, there might be personal prejudice. So can it impact his freedom?
Sir, I think police authorities are not the final authority to judge what is correct and wrong.
Okay.
We have our judicial procedures and also constitutional procedures that we follow to judge what is right and wrong, sir.
Any other, you mentioned constitution, any other legal provision to curb, say, promotion of hatred among communities in IPC or?
Sir, section 124 of IPC prohibits sedition, sir.
Okay, against religious remarks. Do you know which clause?
I'm not able to recall.
Okay. All right, no issues. You are from C.V. Raman College.
Yes,
you earlier mentioned about C.V. Raman, Sir
Yes.
C.V. Raman also. He was a Nobel laureate, yes?
Yes, sir.
Why are there so few Nobel laureates from India? What do you think is the underlying reason behind it? Is it because of our education system, or is it because of our institutions lack the administrative autonomy so that they can function independently? What do you think is the cause behind it?
So I think it is a mix of a number of factors. We have less recognition also. Lack of education where we do not promote research, development, and inventions. We have very much budgetary allocation in research as well. Also, institutionally, we need to promote young youths and budding scientists in our generation as well, sir.
Okay, so if I specifically ask, say we need to we need to take more steps to create more Nobel laureates within these fundamental sciences, what step would you recommend?
So first of all, I would recommend proper expenditure in R&D, proper infrastructural issues, infrastructure amendments, also interaction with foreign people who are working on the same field. That enhances our information knowledge also. Enhancement in school curriculum system, where we promote research by young students. I think these would be my steps.
Any step to attract the youth in, because most of our science school, the school graduates, they generally go towards engineering. They don't go for pure sciences. Do you think that is also a reason behind it?
Yes, I agree with you. We have also taken several steps. ISRO has launched satellites which are made by school students, nano satellites and all. We have developed such satellites as well. And I also agree to your point that science graduates need to be promoted as well.
Okay, a few years, I think some time ago, the government has started and they had taken an initiative to produce world-class institutions. Do you think what has been the progress in that regard?
So we have our own institutes of eminence that has been started by the government. Various institutes have come under this. Also, we have also done ranking of institutes that promotes positive competition among them to excel, sir.
Is that helping? The
Yes,
ranking?
sir, definitely it is helping, but we have other strides to, so many strides to take forward.